ourselves into that suffering. Bhagwan beautifully says, if you unclutch and just stop engaging yourself, understand whatever happens, happens as your responsibility, but you do not have to engage. The lesser we engage, the more the thoughts go down and we are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. The engagement in the outer world is the only thing that we need to stop and get engaged with Paramashiva as the ultimate. Bhagavan beautifully says, will you become me? The whole space of how we exist is only Paramashiva. It is only Him who is making us talk, walk, decide, and manifest, understanding the very core that we do not exist. The deep sleep, there is no body. We don't have this body at all, and there is no mind. However difficult our times are, we have a sound sleep because in the deep sleep we know nothing can be lost from us, nothing can be added to us. We are the Purnatva. We know every day we experience that and we don't have the body, we don't have the mind. But still, that is an unconscious space where we do not experience the awareness, the witness. So Bhagavan says you can get into that same space when you start engaging yourself into the higher reality who you are. Recognizing that all it needs is the recognition of that space and stop engaging with this world, you will recognize that ultimate. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana, how Ravana took the first flight and for the test, and he took it from Kubera, his half-brother, and which was gifted by Brahma to Kubera. Vishwakarma made the ultimate vehicle, the Vimana, for it to just function on the willpower. And Ravana knows all the greatest science because he is a great Shiva Bhakta. He's gone beyond the mind in terms of all this, but only caught up in one lust pattern. Otherwise, he is the master of all the Shaktis. This is from the Valmiki Sarga 127, verse 29-30. Beautifully, the breath dimension, the Apta Pramana for the breath dimension, how he, Vishwakarma, was able to manifest the Vimana just by the visualization power and make it as a reality. All these great saints, all these great powers were beautifully in all of us to experience. Bhagavan beautifully explains in Atma Pramana.
Suddenly I saw the cosmic geometrical representation. That time I did not know the word, only now, later on I came to know it is Sri Yantra in the golden, shining, absolute energy light form. And then Devi appeared in this very form. She is gracing now with Lakshmi and Saraswati. When I had darshan, I saw only Devi, Bhuvaneshwari. Here she is gracing with Lakshmi and Saraswati. There, when I had darshan, I saw her only this form, the Angushan, Pashan, Abhayan, Varada. It's just too much. Too much. Slowly, that very geometry and that form both disappeared into my inner space. Then I went back to home, carved the deity as I experienced in the stone, carved the Devi the same way I saw in stone, and carved that Sri Chakra the same way I saw in copper plate. This happened. You can see the yantra I carved after the darshan at the age of 10. And this is the deity of the Devi. This is the deity of the Devi I carved at the age of 10. Actually, this happened during Navaratri time only. I do not know whether it happened exactly on the 4th day, 5th day and all that, but during the Navaratri time, let me enter into the...
So amazing. Bhagwan's Atma Pramashivam.
Bhagwan, how he saw, and just once they are able to carve. Now the balasans, how many layers they are tying and how they are asking to do the power, and they are drawing and writing the whole thing, and she is able to manifest the power beautifully and clearly. All this great science is for all of us to experience. The power manifestation is for each one of us to have a conscious breakthrough. You can have the cameras ready. If you have the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temples. If you have Krishnashila or banyan leaf or a mirror, or you have the Kavi Vastra, the orange cloth, any of them is also fine. You can use the Jnananjan you have in the Kantamala. You can apply in there and apply in your third eye and your temples. So if you don't have, you can have the basma and your kumkum, so that you can have the detox happen. You can have a pen and paper ready. All that you need to do is, if somebody draws something, your partner, you have to be able to draw just through your third eye, the breath dimension. Actually, breath dimension, Bhagavan says, is all the art forms, not just drawing, all the art forms, just by listening to a instrument, new instrument, just once. The balasans were able to play the instruments. And just by seeing something, 3D view, they were able to sculpt anything, just one glimpse, just like how Bhagavan said. He had a darshan and he was able to carve Sri Chakra. If you have drawn Sri Chakra, you will know how many triangles and how many times we use the eraser. Literally, the eraser disappears before the diagram. But Bhagavan carved it directly in the copper and it stayed forever. And the Bhagavan says the blueprint of Shiva is the Meru, the Sri Chakra. All of us, the Sri lines and sound confused we are. But for Bhagavan, it's so pure. And at the age of 10, he clearly remembers that how he can manifest. Bhagavan can manifest all the powers and much more. All he's expecting all of us in courtyard. He says, I am sitting with you and I am going to manifest. All you need to do is drop your thought and surrender your identity. That's all we need. We'll get a passport to Kailasha. So let's get into the deep space of oneness. We can have a partner draw, or we can have a books placed little further away which has deities, or you can have living enlightenment books far away in such a way that you can just see the page number and write down, and whatever is in that you can draw, and after the end of the cycle you can verify. Not only it clears some drawing, but also clears your breath dimension. All the root patterns, we hurt ourselves so much, and all the parallel space is sitting in the length and breadth dimension. The frequency is so low because of the parallel space we engage continuously. When we start doing manifesting all these powers, we start dropping all that and creating a pure space where we can see that we are Paramashiva. All this power manifestation, nothing but it just moves all the confusion so that we can become more clear the purpose of our life, the purpose of how we are all gods and goddesses. Brahmanya Bahuputratam, the favorite inheritance of cosmos, is why we are here. If you are in the session, even you have stepped into the session for the first time, be very clear. Because you stepped into this place, you are the favorite inheritance of cosmos. Bhagavan says, even if you have moved a coconut once, I have gone to your depth dimension. All I need you is to hold that space, be available, and hold that bhava. Simply you will manifest the powers. How the Sutra said, when you fix yourself on Shakti, when you're able to hold yourself on your inner space, that you are Paramashiva, and get into the bhava that you are Paramashiva, sitting with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. You are Parashakti, the happening of the world. You are watching, you are doing things, you are the happening, you are the Parashakti. You exist as Parashakti is the realization. You start understanding the identity, what you are just melts away when you chant the Mahavakya and entangle with Bhagavan. Bhagavan is in the quantum space. We start seeing him as matter because we are in the matter form. We start chanting the Mahavakya. Simply, Bhagavan says, you will see him disappear in the asana and you will be vibrating in the same frequency that Bhagavan is and manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. So let's start deep meditation of being in the oneness and being in the bhava, continuously listening to our chanting. That's why we need to chant and listen for the thoughts to just drop and frequency to raise. The more you are able to raise the frequency, the more you are in the oneness with Paramashiva. Everything is in oneness space. You can tap any intelligence, even the building's blueprint you will be able to draw if you go into that oneness space with Paramashiva. So let's experience that oneness and not only manifest the powers, but also we can command the reality, whatever we want to, the auspiciousness and abundance starts flowing in us. That is the true reality, whether we believe it or not. Let's experience it. It is going to anyway happen. We are the experiencer. Like Krishna told Arjuna, I have already killed everybody. You just shoot and make a pose of it and become a hero of it. That's all we need to do. We just sit here and surrender ourselves and experience whatever is happening around us and enjoy the whole Brahmanya Bahuputratam. That's why he said, you're $1 trillion kid. You are just here to enjoy yourself. Hold only that cognition. I will do everything for you. Such a compassionate mother, such a compassionate space. Bring that Ishtadevata in your third eye. Bring that Parashakti in your third eye. And experience the chant the Mahavakya intensely. Mahavakya. Just remembering Parashakti, Devi, and chanting the Mahavakya, melting into the Devi itself, Paramashiva space, and experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye, let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.